It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you. So nice to have you here today on Science Bowl. 2 outstanding elementary schools having won once previously. Today they're competing to become the next semifinalists in this year's Science Bowl competition. We welcome you today and see if you can answer some of these questions as we go along. Let's meet today's teams. First from Mattaponi Elementary School, we'll just say hello to Joseph. Hey Joseph, wave to everybody at home. Nice to have you here, all wearing matching shirts over there that say Science Bowl. Hey KJ, he is the captain of the team, great player. And Elliot, nice to have you here today as well. Good luck to you. They're playing against Oxon Hill Elementary School. We welcome Julie. Hey Julie, great player over there, and what a great captain they've got in Jace over there. Hey Jace. And Blake, he rounds out the trio over there. Absolutely terrific kid. All right. On our program here, we have 6 categories of questions. Let's share those categories with you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, our game board shows questions. Easy ones on the left, worth 5 and 10. They get increasingly more difficult, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams get 50 points just for showing up and looking as good as they do, and no penalties for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 teams will move on to the elementary school semifinals, and this our 37th year of competition of Science Bowl here in the Prince George's schools. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to that red team. Hey KJ, try that buzzer for me. Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Elliot, and to Joseph. And Jace, how about the green team? Is it ready to rock and roll? It sure is. Everything's looking good over there. I have to say congratulations, guys. Not everybody makes it to this point in the competition, so you should feel really good about yourselves. You've already won because you've made it this far, and may the better team win. And let's have some fun, too. Let's have some fun here. We've got some good questions, and I know you're going to do well. We go alphabetically, M before O, so Mattaponi. And KJ, let's play that bowl.
Can we get green things for 15?
Green things for 15 points to start the game. If you ever saw the movie Ratatouille, you will know something about this first question. Rat Chef Remy, who whips up a dish of ratatouille in the movie of the same name, uses eggplants, tomatoes, and zucchini, a vegetable otherwise known as green what? Oxon Hill. Zucchini is also known as green what?
Pumpkin?
Not green pumpkin, good try. Mattaponi. Zucchini is also known as green what? Squash. Squash. Try again, please, red.
Okay, zoo parade for 15.
Zoo for 15 points. Scientists, Oxon Hill and Mattaponi, scientists no longer believe that these kinds of pouched animals, like kangaroos and possums, live mostly solitary lives. What do we call those kinds of pouched animals? Oxon Hill.
Marsupials?
Marsupials, that's right. Julie, thank you for your assist on that. Nice work. Go green.
Green things for 10.
Green for 10 points. Everybody's going to know this one. A solid gold ring is said to measure 24 carrots. Yes, I was going to say, sounds like a familiar orange vegetable. You were way ahead of me. You got it. Carrots it is.
24,
spelled differently. Go, Jace.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Do any of you drink coffee at all? You know, usually kids don't like to drink coffee. Some people do. Here's your coffee question. It is thought that drinking coffee is good for your liver. whether the coffee contains this stimulant or not? Mattaponi.
Caffeine. Caffeine.
Caffeine, yeah, whether it's caffeinated or non-caffeinated, apparently it is good for you. Not a reason to take up drinking coffee, though. Go, red.
Body systems for 15.
Body for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. When performing CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, on a heart attack victim, you should push on this S-initialed bone that lies atop your heart. Oxon Hill.
Sternum.
Say it again.
Sternum.
Sternum? Yes, absolutely right. It is the sternum. Good. Go. Judges said you got the points. Nicely done, Jace. I want you around if I ever have a heart attack. You know what to do. All right.
No, I don't.
Go, Green.
Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Multiple choice question. People who are entomophagists. It's a big word. Entomophagists. Are they afraid of bugs? Do they love bugs? Or do they eat bugs? Oxon Hill.
Love bugs?
No, they don't love bugs. Entomophagists. Are they afraid of bugs? Do they love bugs or do they eat those bugs? There's a clue in that name. Entomophagists.
I'm afraid.
I'm sorry?
Afraid of bugs?
No, they eat them. They eat crickets, they eat grasshoppers. P-H-A-G-I-S-T. Phagus means, phagy describes the action of eating. Okay, no points. 90 to 70, advantage still green. Jace?
Green things for 25.
The big one in that category, team's a big word, but don't get thrown by it. An example of positive thigmotropism, in which a plant responds to touch, is this familiar three-lettered plant that can often be seen growing up the sides of buildings. Mattaponi.
I'm good. Wait.
Growing up the side.
Ivy is right. Thank you, Joe. Good answer, just in the nick of time. All right, that takes you up to 95 points. Oxon Hill has 90. Close game, go red.
Dateline for 15.
Dateline, 15 points. At the World Cup, held recently in Qatar, even though it was very hot over there and they blew cold air across the stadium, players still suffered from dehydration and had their sweat tested frequently to see which of these E-initialed chemical elements like sodium they were losing. What is that E-initialed word that talks about elements that you need to stay healthy if you are dehydrating? Tough question. Electrolytes. Electrolytes, which is why people drink Gatorade and some of those other things that replace those electrolytes. Go again, red. You have a 5-point lead, KJ.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Here's your question. An egg dropped from a second floor of a building will not break when it hits the ground if it is coated in a hydrogel, a packet of water that's been previously mixed with this carbohydrate, one that's made from corn and is used to thicken gravy. KJ.
Used to thicken gravy.
Okay. On the tip of someone's tongue. Over. Say it.
I think it was starch.
It is starch. It is cornstarch. Absolutely right. Just under the wire there. Yeah, Joe, you're keeping us guessing here, but you're coming up with the right answer. The buzzer is sounded. We've come to the end of the first round. It is a tight game. Mattaponi is at 110. Oxon Hill is at 90, and we will be right back. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Great game today, as we expected. Two teams that won previously, and they're battling it out. They both want to go to the semifinals. 110 for Mattaponi, 90 for Oxon Hill. Let's find out about our players. Mattaponi, KJ, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Mr. Green.
Absolutely. Mr. Green is out there. Yeah, he is a longtime supporter of Science Bowl. Steve, thank you for all the help you've given us over the years. And who's your coach?
Our coach is Miss Coleman Warren, but she couldn't be here today, so right now we have Miss Myers here.
Miss Myers, who's your tag coordinator, and Miss Coleman Warren. We wish her well. I know she's indisposed, and we hope she feels better real soon here. Mattaponi is a really great school. Tell us why.
Because the teachers, they can, they'll adjust to how different people learn. So some people learn faster, and some people don't learn as fast as others. So they'll try to they'll try to improvise to see how they can make learning better for one person. And
I like that word, KJ, improvise. We have to improvise as we go through life. You have to adapt to things, and teachers are masters at that. Not that they don't do detailed lesson planning. And someday, what do you want to do?
Maybe be an architect, maybe a writer, maybe an artist.
Yeah, a very creative young man. And any alternates on your team? I know Joe and Elliot were alternates before. Who are the alternates now?
Niala, Addison.
And help them out.
Amani, Darwin, Monet, and Christopher.
All right, you got them all. You didn't need much help. That's why you're a great captain over there. Thank you, KJ. Joseph, nice to have you here. Tell us the Joseph story. What do you do in your spare time, young man?
I like to play and read.
Yeah, play and read. You're doing kid stuff. And how do you know so much science? Yeah, he doesn't know. It's just osmosis. It just comes in. Yeah.
I read books.
What did you say?
I read books.
You read books, and that is a very important thing. Someday, what do you want to do, Joseph?
I want to be a zookeeper and work with animals.
Really? I wanted to be a zookeeper when I was your age. Yeah. There's something about maybe a veterinarian in a zoo would be an ideal job. Thanks for sharing that. Elliot, nice to have you here. Why did you want to be on the show?
Because first I didn't want to be on the show because of how I thought it was going to be scary being on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I wanted to try it now because I saw that it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So
I'm here to make sure you're not scared. Because if you're scared, I'm unhappy. You know, I want you all to feel really comfortable here because I'm pulling for all of you. I want you to answer every question right. If you don't, I feel bad. So what do you want to do someday, Elliot?
I want to become a chef.
Yeah.
Or an artist.
Or an artist, yeah. Artists and chefs, they're very creative. They go hand in hand. Do you make anything now that's a signature dish? What do you like to make? If we come over for dinner, what are you going to serve us? Putting her on the spot there. You don't have to answer that. Let's go talk to the Oxon Hill team. Jay, it's nice to have you back again. How's it feel? You more comfortable this time? He says that without too much conviction. You're playing a nice game over there. Tell us about Oxon Hill. Who's your principal?
Miss Tranzo.
Absolutely, and is here today. And who is your coach?
Mr. Carthens.
And he is here today too, and very proud of what you guys are doing here. Any alternates on your team?
It's Zoe and Alonzo.
Wonderful. And something special about Oxon Hill that you want to share with the world?
The teachers really encourage asking questions, even though some people might not want to ask questions because they might feel embarrassed. But the teachers will they'll explain stuff the best they can after if nobody asks a question.
Absolutely right. And you know, a good teacher also dignifies all the mistakes. So if you put your hand up and you ask a question or you answer a question and it's wrong, a good teacher doesn't make you feel like you're not smart. You know, well, always try to dignify it. Jay, someday what you going to do?
Hopefully I could be a biologist.
A biologist. You'll be good at whatever you choose. I like you as a captain. And Julie, nice to have her back too. And Julie, tell us a little bit about yourself. In your spare time, what you do if you're not being a guard there, a safety patrol?
Well, I like to read, draw, and write stories about my favorite things.
So you're a journalist. Yeah, you keep a diary. Yeah, writing is a great skill. If you can write well, it will get you through so many things in life. Not to say it makes it easier to navigate the internet if you know how to spell things. What do you want to do someday?
One day I want to be a doctor, but I haven't figured out which kind yet.
I know you want to make the world a better place and help people, and I can see you doing that. I can see. Stick to that dream. Blake, nice to have you with us today. Someday Blake wants to be an astronaut or an archaeologist, and I had suggested on the previous show that maybe you'd go to Mars one day. Elon Musk will take you on one of his rockets and you can do some archaeology. I don't know that there'd be much to find up there. Does that appeal at all?
Kind of.
Kind of. He's probably thinking, wait a minute, I don't want to go to Mars one way. That's a little bit too far. And, there are no McDonald's up there right now or anything like that. Blake, nice to have you on the show today. Let's get back into the game. 110 for Mattaponi, 90 for Oxon Hill. Last correct answer came from that red team. So, KJ, let's go.
Okay, can I get Zoo Parade for 20?
Zoo Parade for 20 points. All right. Coyotes, jackals, dingoes, wolves, and dogs all belong to this classification group, one based on a signature tooth in the... Yes,
Canine.
Jace.
Canine.
Canines, yes, the canine teeth. They all got them. We got them too, because we are meat eaters. Yeah, plants too. All right, green, good, go. Tie score, 110.
Go
Go ahead, Jace.
Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Wireless earphones are now being used as inexpensive hearing aids, devices that once required a prescription, but are now being sold OTC, over the what?
Counter.
Oxon Hill.
Counter.
Yes, over the counter. You can get over the counter medications too, and oftentimes they're generic and they don't cost as much. You're on a roll. Go, green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo for 10. It seems that along with humans and parrots, rats too can dance to the beat of Mozart and Lady Gaga. In short, they've got this R-initialed quality. Chase.
Rhythm.
They got rhythm. Rats got rhythm. Yes, they do. Come on now. Some of you guys you're not listening to the clues here. You're looking around. You got to listen to everything I say here. Go green.
Dateline for 10.
Dateline, 10 points. When Warren Harding ran for president in 1920, he promised Americans a return to normalcy after the horrors of World War I and the pandemic of this disease that occurred. KJ.
Wait, what did you say?
What you got?
I'm going to pass it
Joseph?
to Joseph.
Polio?
Not polio. Good try. There was a pandemic in 1918 of what disease?
Flu?
Yes, indeed. It was the Spanish flu.
Let's
Excellent.
go. Thank you.
Got it. Those guys are going to be doing fist bumps and high-fiving over there. You got a good team going. Go, Jace.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Between each of the vertebrae in your backbone, there is a disc made of this substance that helps to cushion any jarring motion. What's that substance between each of your bones in your back?
Fat.
Again?
Fat.
Not fat. Good try. Mattaponi, you name of that? Know the name of that substance that helps to cushion so that it is not bone on bone. It's called cartilage. Cartilage, like the same stuff that's in your nose and in your ears. All right, go green. Jace, you still got the advantage.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. By brushing, get this, by brushing past air molecules, swarms of locusts can actually generate as much as this form of energy as a storm cloud does. KJ.
I'm gonna pass it to Joseph.
If static?
Nuts? Give me more. Which is a kind of what? Judges, am I right to pursue that? Yes. Oxon Hill, let me repeat the question for you. By brushing past air molecules, swarms of locusts, listen to me, can generate as much of this form of energy as a storm cloud does.
Electric?
Yes, sir. Electricity. It generates electricity. Good. Go. Green. There's a kind of, there's static electricity, Joe. That's why I was hoping you would go on. Give me that. Nice try. Go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Your body's entire food tube, from mouth to anus, is known as the alimentary what? Begins with a C. It is the alimentary what, Jace?
Canal?
Canal. You got it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are on your game. Go.
Potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. All right, come on, Mattaponi. You need some points here. You got lots of high values. Stay with me here. This is a multiple choice question. Potpourri for 20. Is Pangea, P-A-N-G-A-E-A, a former supercontinent, a disease of the liver, or a constellation?
I'd like to pass it to Blake.
A former supercontinent.
It is a former supercontinent, absolutely right, that broke up Pangea and Laurasia when all of the continents were joined together. Blake knows his stuff. Go, green. Go ahead.
Potpourri for 20.
Potpourri. We just did potpourri for 20.
I know, but they had 25.
You
I'm sorry?
turned off 25 is open.
25 is open, and yes, 25 is open in potpourri, but you can choose whatever you'd like. Go ahead.
Dateline for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. If you saw Black Panther or the Captain America movies, you'll know this. Vibranium, the fictitious chemical element that covered Captain America's shield and gave the Black Panther his superpowers, was imagined to have this property that is associated with the element uranium. KJ.
Uranium.
What property associated with the element uranium? Oxon Hill. Again,
Radiation?
I say?
Radiation?
Radiation or radioactivity. That's exactly right. Absolutely. Blake, you come through again. Go green.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Jace.
Physical for 20.
Physical, 20 points. Three-part answer. We all know what 3D printers are. A 3D printer produces objects in what 3 dimensions? Talk among yourselves, Mattaponi. I may have to come to you. You can still get this game.
With volume.
3 dimensions.
Width, length, and volume.
No. Good try. Mattaponi, the 3
Length and
dimensions
mass?
that
Is
a
it mass?
3D printer prints in.
Is it width, length, and mass? Width, length, and mass?
Almost.
Mass.
You almost had it. Height, length, and width. Those were the 3. You danced around it. You both had 2 out of the 3. Go green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Even though a potato grows underground, a potato is not a root, but rather one of these plant parts. A potato is actually one of what?
It's not a root.
You rang in?
It's
Somebody
a
had an
sprout?
idea?
Is it a sprout?
Oxon
a
Hill,
sprout?
a potato is not a root, it's another plant part. What is it?
A stem?
It's a stem, yeah. It's a stem or a tuber. Either one was acceptable there. You are surprised at your knowledge over there. Go green.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Lions live in prides. Wildebeest in herds. And these big J-initialed cats of South America yes, Jace.
Jaguars?
Like your name, yes, a jaguar, yes, in aggregations.
I also
Go.
knew jaguar.
Yes, sir. Go, Jace.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5. Your body has a little known system known as the glymphatic system that clears out your brain cells every night while you do what?
Sleep.
Jace. Sleep. While you're asleep, it's cleaning time. You know, your brain is getting reprogrammed so that the next morning you're ready to go again. You're doing nice sleep. All right, just a few questions left. Go, Jace.
Dateline for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. This is very interesting. How many of you have dogs? Anybody have a dog? Yeah. Does your dog love you? Do you love your dog?
Yes.
Listen to this question. It turns out that a difference in a single one of these G initial units makes it possible for a dog to fall in love with you while a wolf cannot. The wolf lacks what G initial unit, Jace?
Genitals?
Not genitals, good try. What single G initial unit is found in a dog that's not found in a wolf that makes it possible for a dog to love you? A gene. A gene. A single gene on a chromosome. A single gene is the love gene. How about that on Valentine's Day? All right, let's go again green. Jace.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. To live a longer and healthier life, doctors advise drinking a lot of this beverage, which contains flavonoids and comes in black, green, and white varieties. Tea. Green tea, black tea, white tea. There's white tea, yes indeed. All right, on that note, tea time. We're ending our game here today. It looks like Oxon Hill is moving on in the competition. We'll double check that score. Be back with you in a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that game. 6 fine players here, all winners in my eyes, yours too. Our final tally today is Mattaponi 110, Oxon Hill 225. Oxon Hill, you're going to the semifinals. Congratulations to you. Jace, introduce everybody back there if you would.
Miss Tranzo, and this is the alternate Zoe, another alternate Alonzo, and our coach, Mr. Carpenter.
Thank you for all you did. We will see you in the semifinals. Round of applause for this Mattaponi team. Wow, what a great group of scholars we have here. KJ, do the honors. Who do we got?
Just the alternate. Okay. Christopher, Miss Meyer, Niala, Amani, Darwin, Monet, and Addison.
All outstanding students here. Congratulations on your success this year. Mrs. Myers, thank you for stepping in today. Our best to Ms. Coleman Warren. And I want you to come back and play again if you can. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back and watch another edition of Science Bowl. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye now. Julie's into it. Look at Julie. Yeah, she's feeling it. She is feeling it.